It's October 6th, 2022, about, a little after 1 o'clock, and we're on our way out for a late season sale. I say that because 2 weeks from today, right now, weather permitting, the boat will be in the shed for the winter. So we're getting very close to the end of the season. We're gonna go sail around this afternoon. It's supposed to be light air. The most recent forecast said light and variable, so we're probably not going to go super fast. Right now we're making a blazing 2.4 knots, and looks like the wind just shifted, which is going to, as you can see, there we go. We might get a little more wind. So anyway, we're out for another sail. So we'll show you where we go, and the plan tonight is to stay someplace. We'll either stay on our mooring. We might do a last night over in the Cranberries, or we, if we're really desperate, we might just go back to the marina. Don't know at this point. I'm pretty sure we're not going back to the marina, but that would be kind of the last option. Anyway, I'll come back in a little bit. Well, we're out of Southwest Harbor, trying to keep the camera out of the wind. Wind is a little stronger than forecast. We're making about 4.5 knots, and you know, it's comfortable sailing. I'll put the camera up into the wind and do a 360. Forward, looking toward the Cranberries, and going south. And west, that's a Hinckley Talaria 55 behind us. And north, Mount Desert Island, and then back to forward. So it's a relatively warm day. I think it was 65 at the marina. With the wind off the water, it's a little cooler here, but it's not bad at all. Now, right now we're sailing east on the south side of Sutton Island. Fairly close to shore. You can see some of the houses. And there are several homes with private docks where the floats are still in. And the wind had gotten real light there, but it's picked back up a little bit. We're back up to 3 knots. We got down to 1, which is a little light. So we're just going to sail around out here for a few hours. And the plan right now is to pick up one of the town guest moorings at Great Cranberry Island. We haven't spent a night there for quite a few years, because the last night we spent there was in Tortuga, and Tortuga tended to be a little rolly when it got beam seas, and consequently, it was a very uncomfortable place because of all the traffic. But this late in the season, there'll be less traffic, very little pleasure boat traffic, especially after about 5 o'clock, and no lobster boat traffic in the evening. Just whatever ferries are running to and from the Cranberries carrying passengers. That should be it. So it should be more comfortable. And there is Great Cranberry over there to the south, and Little Cranberry over there. The big plus of Little Cranberry, of course, is it's quite peaceful once all the lobster boats are in, and the view is great. The view from Great Cranberry is not as good. Anyway, I'll come back in a little while. Now we're still sailing east along the south side of Sutton, As you can see, it's just about low tide now, and the rocks are not very far away. We're in 16.5 feet of water. So, but this is our closest approach, and so we're going to be moving further from the rocks, basically starting now. And it's getting shallower, but I think we're going to be okay. Our depth sounder is reading 13.6. We have about another 1.5 feet because of where the transducer is located, and I've never corrected it for the depth of the transducer. Ooh, 12. Getting shallow. Oh, it's getting deeper now. So that was, I hope, our shallow spot. Another rock over there. As we head slowly away, very slightly away from Sutton Island. There's a dock where they pulled their float. And it looks like these houses here, at least one of them is closed up for the winter. This one, I can't tell, it's all glassed. Yep, 17.3 now, and we're sailing at 3.5 knots. And there's very little lobster gear here, which makes it nice. As we look back toward Southwest Harbor. Well, we tacked around. That's looking east toward the Schoodic Peninsula. The hills of Mount Desert Island are just about to disappear behind Sutton Island. And we're currently heading almost due west, magnetic. And there's a trimaran coming out. And I see 1, 2, 3 other sailboats. Was a friendship sloop, but they went back on the north side of Sutton Island. Now there goes this Tri going past, moving right along in the light air. We're doing about 3.7 knots. And there's Islesford Harbor on Little Cranberry Island, to the sort of south-southeast of us. And not too many boats over there. Looks like almost all lobster boats now. And there goes that trimaran after us, heading out. It's a little hazy. There's a chance of fog tonight. Supposed to come in about 4 a.m. and hang around until around 10 tomorrow morning. So our plan is to have a leisurely morning on the boat and not make any attempt to head back to Southwest Harbor in the fog. No point in that. We'll know where we are and everything. There are no hazards other than other boats. But, you know, fog is a little bit stressful. There's Sutton Island again. Now we're sailing out of the wind shadow of Great Cranberry. We've gone from around 2 knots to 4.2. As we get back into a little wind out here, blowing in from the south up the western way, looking over at the hills of Mount Desert Island. There's a bit of lobster boat traffic. We just got hit by a big wake from a lobster boat a little bit ago. Well, we're sailing into Great Cranberry Harbor right now. Just have a look at what's what it's like in here, how rough it is, how rolly it is. This harbor, in our past experience, can be very rolly. I'm just going to come in and see what it feels like. There is a bit of a swell in here, which I can feel, as we sail in. There was a swell working in from the east when we were headed out between Little Cranberry and Sutton over that way, and still a little bit of it in here. Plus, the other disadvantage to this harbor is that you do get a wake from every passing boat. The only plus is that this time of year there aren't that many passing boats. Still some, and there aren't a lot of lobster boats in here. Maybe, well, wow, almost none. One.
Are you going to pick up a mooring, by the way?
I'm going to sail over and see what it looks like, and then we'll decide. So we'll just come in and have a look. Here comes one of the ferries. There are two ferries, one that goes northeast harbor to the Cranberries and one that goes southwest harbor to the Cranberries. These are just passenger ferries. There's one coming out right now. That one looks like it's probably headed either to northeast or southwest. I don't know which boat it is. Well, we jibed around in Great Cranberry Harbor after sailing through the mooring field because there's still, although you can't really see it, a bit of a swell coming in from the east-northeast. It's about a foot, and the boat motion would have been a little bit uncomfortable given that it's likely to keep going all night long. So we decided, well, we'll just go back to Southwest Harbor, and that way if the fog doesn't lift out as early as the forecast, which is 10 a.m., it won't matter because we'll only be a quarter mile from our slip in the marina. So back to Southwest Harbor after a very pleasant sail here on the 6th of October 2022.
It doesn't matter where you sit.
No. Well, 5 p.m. and we're on the mooring here in Southwest Harbor. It was a little bit rolly still in Great Cranberry, so we decided to come back here. Since it's supposed to fog up late tonight, that means we won't have to deal with fog in the morning, since we're only a quarter mile from the marina. And here's the view as we look around Southwest Harbor from Sequester's mooring. And it's a beautiful day today, and a nice, pleasant fall early evening. So I hope you enjoyed this little sail on October 6, 2022. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, you might even want to think about subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.